little bit of preseason scouting. Bow season opens up a week from today here in Ohio, and despite how excited I am for it, I'm actually out of town with a bunch of buddies. Not on a hunting trip. We're just hanging out golfing for bow opener here in Ohio, so oops. It's alright. They're good buddies, it's worth it. So Sunday's gonna be my first evening out here. There's a lot of bedding in this area, and I'm just trying to figure out how the deer are gonna be using it. Granted, it's darn near 80 degrees right now, and by this time next week we'll have a high of 20 degrees less than this. So they might be using it a little bit differently, but the more information you have, the more successful you're going to be. So I figure why not come out and spend the last 2 hours of light looking to see what the deer are doing. But as far as this little chunk of property, it's one of my dwindling pieces of private. I think it might be within 40 days at this point, so it's not very long at all. But I think mostly of this year, the deer are traveling this valley using the upper and bottom thirds of the ridges, depending on the time of day, to go from their bedding to their ag fields on the surrounding properties. So I'm just trying to get a good census on when and where and who at this point. When I was walking in, there was 3 smaller beds, but deer beds, on the hillside about 40 yards beneath the house. That's a good sign. I'm only about 10 or 15 yards into the woods here. I'm not trying to push in too deep. The wind's not great for me to go in any deeper than this. I'll booger it up before season starts. See what we see. There's a good amount of deer in the area. Just gotta get them from here into the freezer.
Well, a couple of days of scouting. It is Sunday, 26th. It'll be my first time getting out. And after those couple of days, I wound up seeing not much with the naked eye, but the trail cams have a couple does patterned. And with this westerly wind, I think tonight's going to be a ground game kind of night. So I'm going to grab the ghillie suit and go see if we can make something happen on a doe. Or buck. I'll take a big old buck. That's fine too.
As I'm walking in right now, the wind is just very swirly. It's not great news. It's predicted to be out of the south and the west, and I'm looking south and I'm seeing debris fly from the north, from the east, pretty much from everywhere besides from where they say it's going to be coming from. Oh boy. So I picked this spot because there's a game trail about 15 yards into the woods behind me. And I can see just over the top of the hill just enough that if a deer comes walking down that trail, I'll be able to catch it. Well, it's still got woodland cover and some of this field cover in between me and the deer, or it's gonna pop up from somewhere out in front and I'll be scrambling. But I got a trail cam on that deer trail, and I've gotten a couple photos of an afternoon doe right around 5 and 6 o'clock in the evening. It's 3:30 right now, so I'm a little early, but see how it goes. The wind's mediocre. Most of the time, it's cutting southwest, but I'm getting an occasional swirl. And I imagine once the evening thermals set in, being up on top of this hill, I might get some downdraft. Of course, right towards the game trail, so depending on how bad the thermals get, we might have to move spots. It's a pretty spot though. I'm surrounded by flowers, which are pretty, but the way my bee allergy works, it's also pretty scary. Hopefully they are in a kind demeanor today. I just had to move spots. That wind got so swirly. I think it's because the thermals are setting in. So I got on the other side of that game trail. When it comes out in the field, I don't really care for my cover as much here, but you can't kill them if they smell you. The shot was high, and I know I need to put another arrow in this deer. However, with the tall grass now blocking its vitals, I know my only option is to walk closer to it, and with not yet knowing how ambulatory this deer really is, I give it a short time to assess the situation before I walk closer and end its suffering. Well, got one down. Not my favorite first shot in the world. Had to go up and finish it off, but it's meat in the freezer, and I couldn't be more thankful to have this opportunity. Got a little bit of work to do today, but that's what coffee and friends are for, right? So we're gonna get this doe cut up, get it in the freezer, get all the gear packed up, and get ready to do this again tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.